What's up, y'all? Wix here with the free-to-play challenge, day 1. We've just completed the tutorial. I like to go for Dex early, get some extra chances on the pickpocketing. Dex and Int are really the only ones that matter. Archaeologist gives you extra cooking, which is probably the only thing that matters there too. So I go Dex for early stealing because you just steal a bunch in the early game. And it's really frustrating failing that. So we're just about to do our first pulls here. Let's see. Let's see what we get, if we're going to be a lucky account or not. Okay, cool. Cool. I need to get an adventuring bond code from somebody, or from one of my other accounts maybe. Okay, more. I'm not sure if I'm going to save my Helio dice for the Drist event coming up. Okay, so we got Archaeologist for the cooking. We've got Dex for the stealing. We'll level up Int next. And we're going to summon some shards. So we're looking for any AoE damage dealer. Yeah, basically at AoE damage dealers. And we get Megan, which is pretty good. Lydia, which is awful. Let me go get my adventuring code and then we'll do another 5 pull. Okay, so you want to make sure you get a bond in the early game while you're still able to. It just gives you a couple of extra things here. A little bit of gold, a little bit of XP, and another one of these for your second 5 pull. In this game, you got to explore everything. Oh wow, another epic. Oh my god. We just got 2 of our most wanted champs here. We got Furbath and Furbath is insane tank. Crazy good for Vortex. I'm not going to be using him in most content. I'm going to do like most of the progression with only free champs and rares. And Zethos. So this guy has insane multipliers on his single target damage. And he applies Frost to help Usha. Once I get an Usha, that's going to be my early Vortex team. We've got Megan, who just does heals and defense up and recovery over time, which is amazing. And we've got Vanny, who's Dauntless. I don't know if she's AoE or not. No, she's not. So we need AoE champs. Lydia could be good for Arena. Furbath is going to be good everywhere where I use them. But like I said, I'm not going to be using them in progression. Alright, so we've got a couple of options here. We're looking for Sigrid, Irina, Latalis, Dench, Welby, people that have good AoE nukes. And that's going to help us with the early goblin farming for XP. But yeah, so there's going to be some different rules on this account, which I'll go over as I get to the content. But for now, I'm just using rares and free champs. I'll use any champ in Arena because I can't, honestly, I don't care about Arena. I just want to get in there, farm as easy as possible, get my rewards, get out. And Vortex will have special unlocking rules when I get to certain tiers of Vortex that allow me to use champs that I've pulled. And same with things like Pillar of Trials and Fae and stuff like that. Will have different unlocking criteria to give me access to higher tier champs that I've pulled. So the name of this game is Explore Everywhere. Pick up everything. Talk to every NPC. Steal everything you can. and basically just try to clear the map as much as possible for resources. Try to use your energy as efficiently as possible, which I'm going to be going over in the early game here. Which basically means don't farm as Goblin level 1. Wait until you can farm level 5 before you invest a lot of energy in it. And same with domains. You don't want to farm level 1 as much as possible. Because you can farm domain 2s on the first day depending on what champs you pull and like how good you progress. But the goal here is just get as many pulls as possible. Try to unlock some of those really strong rares for the early game. Irina, Sigrid, Usha, Anna, Quarion. There's honestly quite a few that you can use. So even if you don't pull one of the good ones, it's fine. You just make do with what you got. So I'm going to be spamming my way through the early game here. And I'll come back when we get to our first farming opportunity. These videos are going to be on the longer side because I'm going to show a lot of my thought process and what I'm doing throughout the game. So if you want to crank it up to 2x speed, feel free. But you should be learning quite a lot about it, about how I play anyway, if you just follow along with the series as it comes out. So yeah, I'm going to get going, try to get my account to a good spot for the day. And we'll come back when anything interesting happens. Alright, so early on to gear your champs, you're going to collect the iron ore. Just forge as much as you can. You're looking for flat stats preferably. Percentage stats don't give as much of a boost early on. So you basically just want to upgrade one set of armor for each person. So you can see, like, I prefer flat stats, but I don't really care. If I roll to 4 and see resistance, I probably won't finish leveling it, because resistance is going to be a worthless stat this early in the game. Yeah, see, that's perfect. Little defense, little attack. Crit rate, crit damage also isn't that good early on. Flat hit points, perfect. I'll level that. Perfect. So we've got a chest plate for our main character. And then as I go, I'll just be foraging until I get a lot of flat stat gear. Defense is good. And you want it to have stats that make sense. Enlightenment is kind of pointless this early in the game as well. So I'll save my gold until I get more iron ore. And then just forge a bunch more of that gear. It's not too important to get perfect stats on your first gear, but it's really expensive to level gear to 8 and beyond. So, you know, it doesn't really cost you much to be picky. And once I have one set of gear for everybody, that's it. That's all I'm going to level until I start farming rare gear. So I want to give myself at least reasonably decent stats as much as I can. So we're just going to keep going through the main storyline, collecting everything, and I'll come back at when we run our first goblin level. Just a note about getting through early game. You can use your Traveler as a tank. Just clump your champs so that Hexandra can heal everybody every time she casts. Unless you're against enemies that punish clumping, which I don't think there are really that many in the early game. So having a tight formation here just lets everybody get healed to full every round and saves you from having to use too many tonics. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick a couple of settings you'll want to put on. So for battle, so that they stop using their stupid animation every time they cast, just go to never. And if you want to change your profile picture, you can change it around in here. So just showing you the early stealing, the extra dex that I put in just gives me bonus numbers on my rolls. And you're going to do a lot of this early game. So that's why I went with dex first. This merchant here, he's got a couple of interesting items that you might want. He's got beast meat for cheap. I think this is cheaper than you usually can get it. And boar meat, which you'll want for food. So I'll buy those for now. Nothing else I really care about. But yeah, there's certain ingredients that you can only really get from vendors. And it'll just depend on what type of food you're making. So if you want a list of all the food recipes, Stewgaming actually has a Google document with all the recipes on it. So that's what I use to look up recipes. Outland Rifts. These are nice to do every week for a little bit of extra potions and stuff. But you can only do level 4 once you get to journey level 5. So you can either wait till journey level 5 and do level 4, or wait till journey level 15 or 20 and then get carried by higher levels in the global chat. You basically start it. You start your rift, you team challenge, you share it in global chat, and then you can get higher levels to run you through it. So I'm going to wait as long as I can, probably till level 20, and then do my weekly rifts just for the bonus rewards. Okay, we got our first tower defense. So the enemies can't hit you in these, so you just want to bring all damage dealers basically, and go to 1 times so you can target them easier, and try to hit them when they're grouped up. Melee is not very good here, but you can use certain melee champs. And the goal is to just not let the monsters run to the end. You can sacrifice strategically certain monsters that come through that are stronger than the others, and just don't focus your attacks on them. But yeah, they're pretty tough early on unless you have really good damage dealers. So yeah, like this guy seems really tough. He might be one you would sacrifice, but I think I can kill him, so I'm just gonna nuke him right here. Okay, he got through. I don't have any good damage dealers yet. But if you can't do it, when you find it, just put a little label on your map. So you go into your map here, click where the tower is, create a label, and then once you complete it, you can just delete it. I also use labels for sometimes for chief challenges and for like important vendors and stuff like that. Okay, so this guy makes you go into Goblin Lair to get his stuff back. So you're just going to do level 1 of Goblin. The general idea is you bring a tank that's going to gather them all up, and then you bring damage dealers. So like I can bring Notira, but she's gonna screw up my gathering ability because now I have 2 melee. So they're gonna split up a bunch. Not a big deal. Stage 1 is pretty easy, so you don't want to complete this unless you can do it a full 3 stars right off the bat. And then you're not going to come back here until you can push up to level 5. So don't waste energy here right at the beginning. You're going to get a lot stronger over the next like few hours. The AI in here can be incredibly frustrating. So a lot of times you have to manual it. And I'll go over some specific tips and tricks once I get a decent team put together. But that's stage 1. If you can do stage 2 right now, go for it, because you're going to have to run it eventually anyway. So if you can do stage 2 with full stars, then go ahead and do it. It'll just use up a bit of stamina so that it doesn't cap out as quickly. But I doubt I'll be able to do it with this team. None of them are really geared, so... Yeah, my tank's already dying, so this isn't going to work. I'll just come back later and do it. This here is your journal. This is how you gain journey XP. In addition to doing commission quests, which reset every day. So you're going to want to do your journal tasks every day to the max. And this is just a little early game kind of tournament thing where you just gain points by running dungeons and stuff. And it'll give you some rewards. Okay, I just need one more purple and we'll do another 5-pull. Also, you can upgrade your camp. You'll find the upgrade materials throughout the main quest. From the shop here, okay, there's our last purple. Don't bother buying these. You're going to get tons of it for free. You can buy all this stuff. It's like one-time buy. And don't bother buying these either, because by the time you can... Usually by the time you can buy these, you're already going to be farming them anyway. So it's just like a waste of gold. Okay, we got our Clepsydra Trail menu unlocked. So this just goes over all the reset rules for this season. You can go over that if you are new to the game. Journey challenge. Okay, so the challenge rankings are when you talk to an NPC and they have a challenge option. The more of these you kill, the higher ranked you'll get. Journey level is just basically if you keep up with everything every day, the journal entries and the 2 commission quests. This just comes down to who maxes out their quests first on the last day. Chest collection. I got them all, but I'm not ranked because I started late. So sadly, I won't get any of these rewards, which is kind of shit. The server dropped like an hour or 2 hours after the reset. So I'd already assumed they weren't dropping a new server. And so whoever started first basically just got the free rewards. And the rewards are pretty chunky too. That's a lot in the early game for the affinity solvent. Affinity solvent is used to level your affinity bonuses. So this menu here, the challenges, you want to make sure you're keeping up on these as much as possible. I'll go over them as we get closer, but speed runs and everything on the last day, you want to try to get some speed runs in. You get a ton of free rewards if you keep up with those. So yeah, your affinity solvent goes towards your affinity bonuses. So you basically just want to go for the offensive ones first, based on whatever champs you've pulled. If you have 3 affinity on the same team, you get access to these. If you have 5 affinity on the same team, you get access to these. And the affinity is... Where are we? The affinity pairings are basically set in stone every season. So Radiance and Lightning go together, so you can have a mix of both to hit 3 or 5. Same with Fire and Poison, Cold and Necro. So depending on what champs you pull, you're going to be building usually a 3 affinity team around them, and then ultimately you'll have a 5 affinity team once you have a much bigger roster and you've upgraded some of those power-ups. You don't really got to worry about it this early, though. Okay, so I got some pretty decent gear. I got flat attack with crit rate and attack percent. Flat attack with attack percent. This is just flat defense, flat attack, flat defense, flat hit points. So this is all I'm going to level of common gear. It's not it's not perfect stats by any means, but it's enough gear to put on my champs, and we have some tankiness and we have some damage, and that'll all be all we need. Go for defense on your tanks. Attack on your damage dealers. I'm just going to go ahead and get that to 8. A little bit of accuracy never hurt on champions that have stuns or debuffs. So I'm just putting it on all my champs now. Flat hit points with hit points and attack is good. You can go for attack on your healer. She gets a little bit of attack scaling on her battle skill. If you want to see what stats to build on each champion, go into their skills, hit details, and it'll show you their modifiers. So a little bit of attack, a little bit of enlightenment helps this skill. This is just based on the target's max hit points, so gearing doesn't really change it. Just however much hit points you have, you'll heal 20%. And enlightenment not only affects some heals and shields, but it affects all derivative damage as well. So poison damage is affected by enlightenment. Certain champions, when you read it, it'll say derivative damage. That's always affected by enlightenment, even if it doesn't specifically say enlightenment. As long as it says derivative damage, that's what that means. Okay, we've got one more guy to gear out. And Megan. So yeah, the stats aren't anything special, but again, just using this for the early game. I'm going to level this attack chest as well. Perfect. So I'm going to gear these guys out, and then we'll hop into arena. Okay, so fighting in the arena for the first time, you're going to want to set up your lineup. So as I said, I'm using everybody that I pull in arena. So it doesn't matter if... doesn't matter to me what rarity they are or anything like that. So generally I'm just going to go for a couple tanks, a couple damage dealers, and a couple healers, or any mix of that early on. And you also need to gear your arena champs separately. So you can sync your equipment on your champions that you use outside. And everyone else you'll have to gear separately. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll just farm a couple battles. Alright, so when setting your arena defense, you'll notice how I stagger these tanks. I want him to take aggro first. If you want them both to take some aggro, you can put them both up here. You never want more than 2 champions inside of a 3x3 grid, generally, if I put these 3 over here, they're going to get targeted with any AoE because they're all in the 3x3. But to fix that, you just move her there. So there's only 2 there in that 3x3, 2 here in this 3x3. And that's why I position like this generally. There will be different situations where you want to position differently based on who you're fighting or, you know, what teams you're using. And then when you're trying to pick enemies to fight, look for clumped up people. Because they're all going to get blasted by my AoE. And if possible, if you're going to isolate anyone, generally you want to isolate your damage dealer. So they're the last one who's going to get targeted by any attacks. But you'll see this guy clumped up. I was going to win anyway because I'm way higher level. But as soon as I nuke, it hits everybody. Whereas his nuke only hit 2 of my champions. And your level is based off the level of your highest champion. So early on, when you're breaking through the level breakpoints, you can push 1 champion ahead just to get those early levels. See, some people are already broken to through to level 50. Which I'll be doing soon. I just haven't quite got there yet. Maybe another half an hour. But I'm just going to fight 2 battles so that my tokens can start refilling. And so they're not wasting. And then I'll come back afterwards. We'll try to find one more fight if we can. I think we have a quest for 3 arena fights. Interestingly enough, there's another alliance on our server who's also doing a free-to-play challenge. These guys here. So that's kind of funny. We've got 2 free-to-play challenge alliances. All right, I'll be back. Wait, I think I might have enough to summon. Yeah. Okay, let's do a 5 pop. Praying for Sigrid, Irina, Usha. Okay, Welby. Welby's not too bad. I can make use of him for sure in the early game. One thing you're going to be doing a lot is using this reset level function. So you can reset level on everybody you don't plan to use. And I don't plan to use Notira. I don't really plan to use Galau either. And so that gives you the potions back, and you can just pump it into a new champion. So I'll get Welby to 20. He's my only other AoE damage dealer this early. I'll give him the gear off Galau. And then we're going to make use of this guy in goblin farming as well as just general progression content until we get someone better. Okay, so we've just gotten some skill scrolls. Your first skill scrolls are the ones for your adventurer. And they're a separate type. You'll eventually get enough to max him. So use those as you get them. It'll just give you a little boost in damage. But the other skill scrolls are for regular champions. and you don't want to waste those right away. You're going to want to wait till you pull either like a Sigrid or an Irina probably. So just hold on to those until you pull a champion that you're going to be using throughout the game. Okay, I've just stumbled upon the loot rat. So you can get the loot rat 3 times per day. He pops out of the ground in specific locations. Every 30 minutes his cooldown is. So you can mark it on your map if you want. There's another location that opens up tomorrow that I go to preferably. But I'm going to make sure I get 3 loot rats today. It's just a little bit of extra resources. Sometimes you get summoning dice. Usually it's an energy potion. And you just remove. One thing to note here in global chat, whenever you stop by, you can block these spammers and you can block Outland Drift spam. So when you're not looking to do Outland Rifts, you can block it. Okay, we've got enough for another 5 pull here. Sigrid, Irina. Ulord or whatever his name is. I wonder if he has any AoE. Nope. He does have attack down, which could help for bosses. So he's a reasonable tank. I can use him as a tank for a bit when I need attack down. Sadly, no Irina Sigrid yet. Okay, we're here at our first domain, and it's the Frost domain. This is typically the easiest of the 3 for most people. Early on, it doesn't really matter who you bring, but as you go into the higher level domains, they start to penalize you if you bring in the same elemental pairing. So if you bring in Necro or Frost to Frost domain, they do less damage and they take more damage. So it becomes very difficult to use those champions. There are certain ones you can float. If you build them like super tanky, they can at least come and like do their job, whether it's healing or attack down or something. But generally you're going to want to have separate teams for each of them. Early on, not so much, but you can reset champions for free and level up your other champions to use in domains, which is really nice. So in the first week, you want to, while you have the resets in the first week, you want to take advantage of that and farm as many domain 3s as possible to stockpile up enough crystals so that when you're able to level break, you can just break a bunch of levels quite easily up to level 70 or 90. But there's different mechanics for each one. The Frost one puts up a shield, which if you break the shield, she won't use her trap move. If you don't break the shield, she uses her disable, her trap. So I won't be able to do number 2 quite yet with this team. But you can see here, Cold and Necro damage is reduced by 30 and the damage you take is increased by 30. So that's just the way it is, and you're going to have to figure out a way to get around that, whether it's by building other affinities or building the weak affinity stronger with better gear. Let me see if I have enough crystals to upgrade. I've got 5 ice crystals. Okay, so I need 10 of them if I want to upgrade my main character. I'm going to leave it for now, honestly. there's a small chance that if I come back here later, that I'll be able to clear Frost Domain level 2 with level 30 champions. It's a very small chance, but it is possible. If I find I need to get my main character to 50, I'll just go back and run level 1 again. But I'd prefer to wait and see if I can do it later. So I've got a little bit more questing to do. And then we've got to take on our journal. Yeah, then we've got to finish Goblin Lair and Flame Domain. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back when I'm fighting my next battle. Okay, here we are at the Flame Domain. So this boss uses HP burn. And HP burn deals damage to you and your allies. So you want to spread your team out. Your tank is going to walk up, and it leaves one space between everybody. But you can also still heal everybody with Hexandra. You can pretty much safely use Hexandra in 1 and 2. After that, she's going to need some serious gear if you want to take her into 3. And having like a cleanse or defense up and attack down to prevent the boss from one-shotting you is very helpful. Champions like Adri as well. Adri has recharging speed penalty and steals some of the boss's ultimate meter. So yeah, you got a space between them. He's going to HP burn you twice. So if you have an attack down or a cleanse or a shield or a defense up, you want to use it like right here. Right now is when you'd want to put everything on. So there's the defense up. I don't have attack down. But the boss does way more damage to you if you have HP burn on when he does the ultimate. All right. So same deal here. I'm going to hold off on this for now until I go and finish leveling up a bit and pushing out the quests as far as I can. Because you also get... Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot to put this thing in here. This gives me a free 10 crystals off the bat. Or 8 crystals. Okay, so now I can go... upgrade. And then... switch the main character's element to ice. And then use the ice crystals to level her up. And now I can take her up to 50. So that's going to make just everything else so much easier. I don't have the potions for it yet, but we'll farm them. And then based on who you pull, is where you're going to be farming the most crystals. Like, so it looks like I'll be farming a lot of Ice Dungeon. I got this guy, and if I get these two, which is Ice Dungeon, this plus Sigrid and Horus would be Fire Dungeon, so I'll need a lot of that as well. Radiance and Lightning would be, if I get an Irina, then I'll want to farm a lot of Lightning Dungeon for those. But you just kind of got to see as you go who you pull and where you need to farm, and then try to plan towards that. And you can always reset your champions too to get the crystals back. So I'm going to continue on, and we'll come back with the Tempest Dungeon. So we're back here just to give Goblin 2 a quick try, since we've got Welby now. I'm not going to bother putting gear on them. I just want to see what our damage is going to be. Oh, I'm still ice form. Whoops. Maybe I can still beat it with Ice Form. Ice Form does really good AoE damage on their battle skill. I think we might do it. I'll use this mastery, the mastery hand if I have to as well. Come on. Walk forward. Nice. Okay, so you always want to get the 50-second on these because you don't want to have to run this again later. So I just came to check it out to see if I could do it, get myself a few extra potions. We won't have enough juice to clear 3 at the max rank yet. But yeah, that just gave us, you know, a quick 5 levels or so. Or whatever that was. 4 levels. And we should be close to another 5 pop. Okay, we just need one more. We'll come back when that happens. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. Sigrid, Irina, Usha. Okay, another Frost. Another Frost champion, but not Usha. I don't think this guy has AoE, but let's check. Gusni. Oh, he does. 50% chance of inflicting frozen as well. Grants a shield to an ally for 10 seconds and defense up 2. Extends duration of debuffs when an enemy gets frozen. Okay, so I think I'm going to be using this guy. Got myself a little Frost team going on here. Alright, here we are at the final domain, the Tempest domain. This one you just want a decent tank and healer, and then as much AoE damage as possible. Number 1 is going to be easy. I can bring Welby for the first one. And then we're going to start using this guy as well. So we've got Megan. Yeah, whatever. We'll just throw this in. This guy's going to get... whose gear should he take? Do I even need a tank? Let's be real. Do I need a tank? Probably not. Not for anything this early. Okay, here's a flat attack glove. I still need to level 1 set of gloves. Okay, so attack and accuracy is good. Resistance sucks. But this guy needs accuracy anyway, so... Okay, we're just going to go pure damage. Who did I put that gear on? Oh. I put it on the skeleton. Alright. So main character's going to tank from here on out. If I need to, I can put him in Frost spec for the shield. So the boss here, every turn puts on recover over time. So if you don't have enough damage or healing reduction or buff block buffs, he'll just heal through all your damage. And he summons these dragonlings, which you want to kill generally, or else he gets extra recovery over time buffs. But you can strategically not kill them very fast to give yourself time to regenerate your cooldowns. He didn't get a chance to summon any there. Let's just see how hard stage 2 hits. We're definitely going to need a shield here. But I'm guessing like the combination of main character in Frost for the shield, as well as having 2 healers, should be enough for most fights. Of course, I need to level up still, so I'm going to be a little bit weaker here. This new Frost champion I just got too gives defense up on one target. So it helps my main character tank a little more too. So if I was manualing there, I would have saved my cooldowns for this. Not looking too good. Okay, so the boss is probably just going to destroy us. We don't have attack down. We probably don't have enough damage either. Yeah, see, we really need attack down for this. Defense up is good. I just don't know if it'll be enough. Okay, so now he summons the little dragons. So we want to try to nuke those down. And I should have changed my positioning too. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do this. But you can see the idea. Once everyone's leveled up to 30, it becomes a lot easier. But we'll start with Frost Dungeon level 2, and then we'll move to Flame Dungeon level 2. And then off of all those upgrades, we'll be able to get everybody to level 70. And then we'll come here as the last one. One quest that I have coming up that a lot of people ask about is the Goblin Nail quest. And if you want the Goblin Nail, you can steal it from this guy. Or buy it. 8,000 silver. I'll probably just hang on, and every time I'm in the area, I'll try to steal it until I eventually get it. 8,000 gold may not seem like a lot, but gold becomes a very valuable resource in the future, and I have to come back here quite often anyway for quests and for challenges. Okay, so here's the quest everybody asks about. rescuing this cow. He asked you to make him a potion. So you go into Aquitaine into the residence. Cosimo's Cauldron. It's going to tell you you need certain ingredients. One of those ingredients is the goblin nail. So yeah, you need to get the goblin nail from the Arboretia Roost. Come back here, make the potion, give the cow the potion, and that's the quest. While you're in Aquitaine, don't forget to buy these map pieces. You find them, there's probably about 12 total, I think. And they give you, if you read them, they give you the location of a map or of a treasure. Or if you just happen to walk past that area, it'll notify you when you're in the area. But make sure you keep an eye out for those and buy them. Okay, we're going to do a test run here in Goblin 3. Just let me gear these guys up. Alright, let's see how we do. I want to get rid of this Gusney, or whatever this dude's name is, I forget, as soon as possible. Because this bird is going to be really annoying with the AI here. Yeah, see, it's already causing me problems. Jesus. This AI is so ridiculous. Alright, I already know this is going to be a fail, just based off that. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this guy and bring in... I'll look through these commons for AoE. I think this guy has AoE, but he's melee. So I could actually replace him with him. I don't know how tanky he would be, though. This guy's somewhat AoE, but not really. This guy's kinda, but not really. Defense up. Single target. Yeah, okay. So I'll just go with another single target damage dealer. I can't stand that bird. As soon as the bird ruins the lineup, it just... destroys the AoE. You just want one tank up front to make sure they all group well. And then I'll use this... this guy's ultimate just gives him extra damage on his basic attack. I don't know how strong he'll be, but... Oh, come on. See? Oh, this drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, my tank is up front. Just fix the goddamn AI. So they don't run past my tank. Alright, I'm going to run this a few times until I get good RNG. Alright, we're not quite strong enough to clear it. I think we need one more AoE damage dealer. Or to pull like an Usha or something. But I need to clear Goblin once more to get the journal XP so that we can get on to the next area of the mission. So I'm going to go clear flame. I'm considering just pulling my Helio dice. I was thinking of maybe saving it for the Drist event coming up. But nobody knows what his kit is, or what element he is, or how hard he's going to be to get. So I don't know if it's even worth saving. Just a note, every day you go into the daily supply store, you're going to want to buy the 50 gem bread. It's really good value. Don't buy any of the other ones, just the 50 one. And all your extra worm arrow is going to go to Helio dice or Master Scrolls. You can use it on arena refills if you're high in arena and you're farming well. That can be beneficial because they've got some pretty good stuff in their shop as well. But I'm just going to buy a Helio dice. And then we're going to summon, because this is guaranteed 2 rares. Well, it could be an epic or a legendary, but we're hoping for rare. A nice AoE damage dealer. Accuracy bonus 2. Oh, that's rough. That is not a rare that we want to see. And Vojay. Okay, this is a rare that we want to see. So he has a 100% chance to inflict frost. And it's an AoE. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to gear him up, and then we'll give Goblin another try. Okay, so this should do quite a bit better. I may need to put some levels into these guys. I just want to test it out to see if it works. I'm not going to be able to pass it if I have stuff like that happening. So I'm going to run it a few times and we'll see if we can get it done. Okay, I got super close. So because we're so close, here's what I'm going to do. We'll go to reset level. And we'll reset our healers. Gives us a few extra potions. Since we don't need our healers for this, and we want to try to clear this stage. Clearing this stage will net us more experience than we're wasting by resetting. Because you do lose a little bit of XP when you reset. Just basically everything that's left over after an interval of 1,000. Because it can only give you potions back that equal 1,000 or greater. And one other thing we can do, we could use this attack food. I'm going to see if we can do it without it first. I think this is the last wave. But this just shows you how close we are, right? Oh, come on. Nice. Got it. So that's what I mean by efficiency. You do little things like that. Now we're on to Goblin 4 next time we come back. And we're able to finish our Goblin runs. So now we'll head over to Flame Dungeon and check that out. So for Flame, we're going to have to reset some heroes. Because we do need to bring our healers in. I'm just not sure who the best... Probably this guy. This guy grants a shield and defense up. So we can bring those, and then we'll bring him as ice. Actually, let's see how this works without a healer. And then we'll use those potions that we just got to upgrade our support here. I can also look at bringing this guy here for the attack down. It's only attack penalty 1. This guy has attack penalty 2, but he'll be weak against the flame boss. But I could sub him in instead of this tank and just... I'd have to pump more levels into him to make sure he survives. Oh, damn it. Let me figure this out. I'll be right back. All right, let's give it a shot. So everybody has bonuses from the elemental bonus, extra hit points, attack, and defense. The hope here is that my shield plus defense up will be enough protection to survive the boss's nuke. I may need to level up my tank a bit, or just make my main character the tank. Okay. That's a bit rough. We're gonna go through with this just to see what kind of damage the boss does to us. Okay, so we gotta save the shield. Our damage we can rip off right away. So now we put on defense up and the shield. And we'll see if it saves us. Nope. Can my main character solo it? Probably not. So we clearly need an attack down as well. So it might not be worth trying to push for floor 2 quite yet, and we just do floor 1 twice. The amount of time I'll have to invest trying to run this, I don't know if it's really worth it. So I might just run floor 1 twice, but we'll see. I'll be back. Okay, so we did just run floor 1 twice. It's not a big deal. It's only 2 runs. The crystals eventually become kind of meaningless anyway. But it'll let us proceed with our quests. And we need to get to journey level 10. So we need to do 2 frost domains, 2 tempest domains, and 6 more goblins. We're maxed out on the bonus hit points. So now I'm going to go... I'll do 2 tempest floor 1s. And then we'll try frost domain 2. And after that, I'm going to go and do a bunch of the chief challenges that I skipped when I was lower level, which I might be able to do now. And then we'll head back to Goblin. Just going to do a couple single pulls here to see if we get anything good. Oh, a rare? Quarion. Not bad. He's a pretty decent healer. So, heals plus defense up. So that's quite useful. I don't know how much I'll need him if I have Megan, but we'll see. Oh, another rare. Fizzle. Chain lightning with attack penalty. And pretty decent chain nuke. Can dispel 1 buff. Definitely not who I want to see, but good enough. So we're coming into Frost Domain. I'm going to give 2 a quick try. So like, I should reset Megan, reset him, and bring in Quarion. And this guy for the attack down. So I'm going to do that and we'll see if it makes a difference. Alright, so I've transferred gear. We're going to give it a try. Oh. I forgot to switch my main character. So this gives us the 3 element bonus on our main characters. Our tank, our healer, and our damage dealer. Double healer going. This guy doesn't do defense up yet. He needs to be 2-starred, which is kind of unfortunate. So I need some more potions for him as soon as possible. We're going to have to get extremely lucky with the attack down proc, I think. So I'm just letting all my cooldowns come back up. Okay, so we'll bust out our damage as soon as we can. We'll put attack down on. Perfect, it landed. And we'll save our heals for after the big moves. I'm just going to ignore the shield, I think. I don't think it's worth bursting it down. Okay, so we're going to heal right away. I need to change my formation too and put one of them up here in this corner so that I heal everybody. Okay, we got attack down up. That's good. We don't want to nuke when the attack down is on, so we'll just save it for the shield after the shield goes down. I have my mastery button if I need it, but I don't think I will. Yeah, there we go. So I can farm Frost Domain 2, which is really nice because I can switch my main character to Ice form to level her up on the next breakpoint. But I'll show you what I'm going to do with my formation here. I'm going to put my tankier member up front, and now when he walks up, it's still a nice square. So everybody's going to get heals. I'm going to run this once more, then we'll head to Goblin. Alright, so doing that has given us 2 more of these purple dice from whatever event that is. So we're just doing single pulls now, just praying for an Usha, an Irina, or a Sigrid. If we get an Usha, that's going to be insane for Goblin. Ah, no luck. Alright, so I ran Frost Domain 3 more times, even though there's no quest for it currently. And that's just because I had everybody geared, and I wanted to get enough of these ice crystals to upgrade my main character when I need it. So instead of having to reset every time I jump back and forth, it just made more sense to farm them while I was here. So I've got 12 now, and it takes 30 of these. And I've almost got enough of these too to upgrade Megan if I want to. So that's good. Final thing we have to do is just hop over to Goblin. So we got to run 6 goblins. And we can do stage 4 now. So we're going to buy this bread for 60. For 50 gems. I buy that every single day without fail. And now I've got to go reset my healers and put the levels back into these guys. I'm wondering if I should use this dude as my tank. I don't know if he'll be tanky enough though. Goblin stage 5 we can't do because they kill this guy. Unless he's level like 50 plus probably. The goblins in stage 5 are level 55. So they're very difficult to kill. So we'll be farming 4 for today. And then tomorrow or the day after when we get Horus is probably when we'll start farming stage 5. So I'll get these set up and we'll try to run it. Alright, I got everybody geared out. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, see, my tank's already getting wrecked. I think I might need a healer for this. So I'm just trying to clear this stage. I'm not going to be getting any of the bonuses. I just want to set up a team that can do it. Okay. So I'm going to try it with this girl as ice for the shield. This might be just enough defense that we need to get through. I just realized my mic was muted. Sorry about that. So we're on to the next stage now. We just got level 10. So we've got to get through this next area, unlock a town, and do some other stuff, and then we're stuck for the day. So I'm going to push through, get all the questing done, and see how much progress we can make with the rest of today. Okay, so we've got enough potions here to upgrade our main character. I'm going to need to reset one of these champions, probably this guy. Yeah, okay. Just to get the crystals back. Easy. So now we've got the main character at level 50. They can use artifacts when we get them. I'm going to use the spare potions to level my healers back up, because we'll be going to do like more dungeon-y content. So we'll need the healers. I don't think I need them to level 30. And we'll do Megan because she fits with our elements. And I'm going to reset Welby as well. And I'll put those in. Where's my Voj? And I'll just get him to 20 as well. So from now on, all my pots are going to go to the main character. Try to get her leveled up enough for the arena so I can have a little bit of an advantage there. Alright, I'm going to gear him out. Go do some questing. And I think we have enough. Yeah, we have enough here to buy some of the gems in the Alliance shop. So every week you want to buy these out. And these discounted Essence of Creation. And these creations, and these creations, and these creations. And I don't know how valuable these are, because my main still isn't at level 10. So I don't know what you get for your money. But you definitely want to buy the Essence of Creation and these dice. Don't bother with these Rough Ore and Refined Ore packs. Okay, we got 7 to pull. Give me something good. 2 rares. Okay. I think Girana is not bad. I don't know if I'll end up using her, but I think she's got attack down. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, we've got a cleanser now. So she heals, hit recovery, but also cleanse, full team cleanse. So this is going to be insanely good when we go to farm the flame domain. I probably would have preferred a Fitz. Fitz is the other rare that can cleanse because he fits with my elements, but I don't mind Enna. Definitely going to use her. Oh, it's Ymira. Okay, so Amira's got an AoE nuke. That's actually very good multipliers. With attack penalty too. She gives herself defense up. And she's got a self-tanking steroid. Wow, this champ's actually pretty good. I think she's going to be my new tank for Goblin. Nice. I'll take that. All right, I'll be back. I'm going back through some of the old zones just to try to catch up on these challenges. So these are kind of neat. I really like the implementation of these in the game. Some of them have very special rules that you have to follow. Others are just straight up fights. You just try to kill them. Some of the easier ones you can just auto, but there are a lot of very difficult ones where you have to use like very specific strategies to try to counter them. This one feels like a full auto. So even as a free-to-play low spender, if you are good with, like, if you pull some decent champions for these challenges, you can win some good rewards when the tally comes due. I think I came in 3rd on my main, and my main was a free-to-play until shortly after that time. So you get little rewards, Worm Arrow, Affinity Solvent, and Iron Ore. It's a good way to kind of, especially early, later on these resources don't mean too much. But like early on, if you can get your hands on some extras, it's a good way to just kind of give your account a little power up. Most of them can be stunned as well. So you'll find like recharging speed penalty, stuns, silences, very useful here. Champions like Garius and Iola are incredibly strong with challenges. Because not only does Garius tank, but he actually does a reasonable amount of damage too. And he heals himself. This Elven Wheat you want to keep your eyes out for. We're getting close to a place where we can gather it every day. But Elven Wheat plus, I think plus tomatoes makes a really good cheap food. It's the stuff that I used in the Goblin run. Just a side note here, if you're looking how to change the people that follow you in the main world, you go to camp and talk to yourself here, and then you can build yourself a little harem. I always bring my supports around with me. I don't know why, just the thing, you know? Now you got new followers. Got another dice to pull here. Just want to make sure I'm recording them all just in case I get anything good. Nothing good. I wonder though if I'm close to being able to afford an artifact yet. Not quite, eh? 24 away. The first artifact I'll probably go for is the disc. You just want to get as much damage as you can to farm Goblin better. So I'll probably get Disc. And then depending who I pull, if I get Usha, I'll probably go for a Gyro. And then I'll get my first defensive one after that. Arena Shop, you just buy out the Essence of Creation and the dice every week. Once you get up here, you can buy a Helio every 2 weeks. And depending on if you're buying extra arena tokens, you can start saving up for these playing cards. Alright, this guy gives you a quest. I just beat his chief challenge. This guy, it's another frequently asked question. He gives you a quest to collect crucified souls. And you get these while you're killing monsters in the main storyline. So as long as whenever you come across monsters on the map in the main storyline, look in all that area to kill them until you have 3. You'll get them in groups of 3, and then you bring them back to this guy and he keeps asking for more, but they're always found in groups of 3. So if you're like 1 or 2 out of 3, that means you missed some monsters in the last area that you farmed for the main quest. Alright, we just got enough worm arrow from challenges to buy another Helio. We're getting a bit more worm arrow today anyway, so even if I want to farm more arena, I'll have enough to buy more tickets. Start out with the new purple. Rare? Oh, epic. Thurnus. Extra attack speed for Dauntless champs. Okay. So he looks like he'd be a good tank for early Vortex. If I was running, if I wasn't doing this challenge, he might be. If you get early Dauntless champs. Emerald. So he's melee, but he's got a decent nuke and attack speed up. His aura, I already have an HP aura, so nothing special. Probably won't end up using him, to be honest. This little collection album feature, you unlock it on day 1. If you make it past journey level 10 anyway. It just gives you some free rewards for doing side quests. So you get a little bit of gold, little worm arrow, some food sometimes. But also, more importantly, it lets you know which side quests you still haven't defeated. So like you can see here, I got all the quests done in this area. All of them in here. And based on the text, you'll sometimes get little hints. Like it'll kind of tell you the eternal flower awakens the altar of flowering. So these have to do with the altars, which is main quest. So you'll get an idea of where the quest starts. But we just got a new weapon. And this could be a good upgrade for somebody. Now that we're dealing with rare weapons, you'll probably start leaning more towards percentage stats. So this is good for a healer that uses enlightenment. And of course, the random crit damage on the end. It does give my main character more attack right now, though. So we'll equip it on the main. And certainly once you get to epic, epic gear, you 100% are going for percentage stats at that point. You don't want to see flat stats anymore on that gear. Although you can't be too picky in this game with gear, because it is hard to come by. Certain pieces, like your attack percent chest plates, and crit damage, crit rate gloves, stuff like that. Often early on, you'll have to level up some trash pieces sometimes just to get the set bonuses and to get more damage. So I don't know if I can do this one yet. I'm just going to mark it on my map and come back and do these later. I don't have, I reset my damage dealers after doing Goblin. So I don't want to run in there with 2 healers doing nothing and a tank. Alright, we'll be back. You'll occasionally come across merchants selling rare keys. I just buy them. I don't remember if you used them all or not. I know you use some of them. I don't know if you use all of them, though. I could buy this beast meat. I don't really need it yet, but it's good to kind of keep track of those things so you know where to get it when you come back. Alright, we got a couple more pulls to do here. I know it'd be nice if I did them all at once, but I just want to try to unlock champions as I go to see what I get. We're coming towards the end of day 1, so I'm going to stop getting as many dice. Come on. Uluwar. Dispels a buff. Very weak AoE. Accuracy aura. Alright. So this is the area here where you collect elven wheat every day. So you just come to this portal. It's right by Sith Lorraine. Come to this portal, wander around, pick up all the wheat. And that'll be like your basic food for stuff when you need it. Until you're ready for the big boy food. Alright, y'all. We've come to the end of day 1. Make sure you do this training stuff inside the camp. You get some free rewards for clearing them all. So, we'll summon our last couple of dice that we just got here. Alright, triple common. That means we'll be getting a rare soon, I hope. This is as far as we can go. The game prevents you from moving any further every day by putting quests in your way that require higher journey level than you have. So you've just got to wait to do the commission quests. Do as many journal quests as you can until you get stopped. And if you want to double check to see if you have actually done everything you can that day, go to your Clepsydra Trials, Glory ranking, and you can see journey level rankings. So, as long as you match up with the top guys, chances are you've done as many as you can that day. Same with chest collection. I'm 55%. The other highest guys are 55%. That means likely you've collected all the chests you can that day. And that is it. The end of a very long video. The rest of my day is going to be waiting for energy to refill. 16 hours. So I could wait until next reset before I use my energy. And that'll just give me time to do tomorrow's questing and gain all of those power-ups as well. So then I push tomorrow's quest as much as possible. Get all the resources. Upgrade my champion as far as I can. And then I can use my energy more efficiently. Farming, hopefully, Goblin 5. But we'll probably need to wait till day 3 to hit Goblin 5 up. But we'll give it a run. But that's all for this video, guys. Very long one. They're not all going to be this long. This is just day 1, so there's a lot to do. A lot to go over. And yeah, so if you are enjoying the content, if you want to see what goes on with a free-to-play challenge account here in Dragonheir, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.